What's going on, y'all? I'm Czar, and in this video, I'm going to give you my review of the Avantone Pro BV-1 Mark II. So this is Avantone Pro's new flagship large diaphragm tube condenser microphone, and it features a CK12 capsule, custom output cinematic transformer, and a 6072A Russian tube. And my favorite feature of all is that this is not a clone. So very excited to try this mic out that has its own design. It's not meant to sound like anything else, which means me starting off using this mic, I can be completely unbiased because I don't have to compare it to any vintage or classic microphones. Full transparency, Avantone did send me this microphone to review, and let's take a closer look. So here's what you get included with the BV-1 Mark II in the flight case here. We've got a wooden box that, of course, the mic comes in. We have the shock mount here. Interestingly, we have a pop filter that goes over the mic. I really haven't seen one of these included with the mic since the Sony C800G. We've got the power supply here, which is going to allow you to switch between 9 polar patterns. And of course, we have the power cable, and we have the cable that goes to the mic. Interestingly, on this cable, it is a right angle cable. I haven't seen one of those for a tube mic before. And what I like about this cable is that it's not so long that I'm not able to get it back in the case. You can see it easily fits in the case, as well as the power cable. Some tube mics come with extremely long cables for the mic, which I kind of don't understand. I don't need a 20-30 foot cable to go to the mic, and those mics make it harder to get the cable back in the case, but very easy with the BV-1 Mark II. All right, let's take a look at the mic itself. So we've got 2 switches on the front here. We've got a 10 dB pad switch, and we have a high pass filter at 80 Hertz at a 6 dB slope. So gentle slope there on the high pass filter. And we also have these vents on the back. Now, I don't know if this is for design or if this is actually dispersing some heat from the microphone, because this mic doesn't get that warm once you get it powered up. But I do like this vent here. It's just something psychological about knowing that this could be dispersing the heat from the mic, just giving that tube some more life. I'm going to have to ask about that. I have not seen vents on a tube mic before. But as you can see, also the mic matches the power supply as far as the color. I really like this cream color here as well. But for the most important thing, I guess here, let's take a look or listen to how this sounds. All right, we'll get things started with female vocals. This is an artist named Ayana Janae, and we have the BV-1 Mark II going through the MicTech MPA 201, which is a transformer balanced mic pre, has transformers on the input and output, and no other processing on this vocal, but I do have a little bit of reverb, and this will be a cappella because this is a cover. I'm not playing the music with it, just so I don't get any copyright strikes from YouTube. All right, here we go.
You check your complexion to find your reflections all alone. I had to go. Can't you hear me? I'm not coming home.
All right, so from that, what I feel we're getting is the sound is balanced, but it has a open top end, and it also has a little warmth to it. It has a little bit of color to it. I don't feel like it's overly colored, and I like the fact that I can run this mic through a transformer balanced preamp like the MicTech MPA 201 and still not have too much color to where it's affecting the clarity of the vocal. I don't feel like I really have to do anything to this vocal. Very happy with how this came out with just the raw recording. All right, let's check out some male vocals. All right, so for these male vocals, I have an artist named Marquise Green. Again, we're going through the MicTech MPA 201 mic pre. No other processing on the vocal, but I do have a little bit of reverb on it.
It's crazy that you stayed so long. I'm thankful, thankful, thankful. You remain so strong. Baby, I'm grateful, grateful, grateful. I ain't nowhere near perfect. You decided I'm worth it. So your love, yeah, your love, I'ma earn that. 'Cause that's what you deserve.
All right, so for that, again, a really good vocal there. I feel like I want to add just a hair of high end to it and maybe touch the low mids a little bit, but overall, we still have that same warmth. We still have that same clarity as well. And again, taking a tube mic and running that through a transformer balanced preamp, and we still don't have too much color to where it's affecting the clarity and detail, which I really love. And overall, a smooth sound as well too. I feel like with Marquis' vocal, the vocal did come out warmer than with Yana's vocal, even though we're using the same vocal chain here. All right, let's check out some rap vocals. All right, for rap vocals, we've got an artist named Shadow Boy. And again, no processing on the vocal. And we're using, I believe this is the mic tech. Let's double check. No, this is the Phoenix Audio Ascent 1 EQ. So this is a mic pre that has a transformer on the output and is transformerless on the input. All right, here we go.
I work in my job, clock out. I take out my boots, watch out. I hang with the mob, big face. They hop in the booth, let's rap. You're coolin' now. But I think that you got a little too involved. You steady watching all my moves, I take some clues to solve. I been by myself, paying dues, and y'all get the notion that I owe you my free time. Fight on the daily for the struggle for peace sign. Feeling like my mental health all on the decline. Get in your feelings if a knuckle don't respawn. You think I gone goose? Tell me if I'm wrong.
All right, so for this one, I feel like we're getting more low mids than high end. I would want to hear a little bit of high end to add a little bit of presence to this. And overall, I think this is a good vocal, but I don't think this is the mic I would use on his voice per se. But I still think we got a very usable vocal here with this. But let's take a look at how this mic handles EQ now. So I'm going to pull up the Pro EQ from in Studio One, and I'm just going to add a little bit of 2K and a little bit of 8K shelf. I got 2 dB at 2K and 2 dB at 8K, just so we can get that little bit of top end that I wanted to hear out of this on his vocal, and I'll bring this in and out so you can hear what it's doing. We'll start with it bypassed.
I work in my job, clock out. I take out my boots, watch out. I hang with the mob, big face. They hop in the booth, let's rap. You're coolin' now. But I think that you got a little too involved. You steady watching all my moves, I take some clues to solve. I been by myself, paying dues, and y'all get the notion that I owe you my free time. Fight on the daily for the struggle for peace sign. Feeling like my mental health all on the decline. Get in your feelings if a knuckle don't respawn. You think I gone goose? Tell me if I'm wrong.
All right, so that's kind of a little bit of what I would do if I was mixing this vocal. I'd add just a little bit on the top end, but it's definitely a preference thing. You can definitely prefer it how it sounds raw without that touch of high end added. Really different, or really interesting how this mic sounded different on all three of these voices, from the female vocals to the male vocals to the rap vocals here. All right, let's wrap this up with some final thoughts. So final thoughts on the Avantone Pro BV-1 Mark II. So I'll be honest, when I think of high-end microphones, I do not think of Avantone Pro. But with this mic, I definitely think they now deserve to be in the conversation. And I think this mic will hold up to other mics in its price range. And speaking of other mics in its price range, so I got this mic before it was announced, and after using it and seeing it, if we were playing the prices right, I would say this mic cost $2,000. And come to find out, after it was officially announced, this mic costs $1,099. So right at $1,100. So let's look at some other mics in that price range. We have the Mojave MA200. We have the MicTech CV3, the Telefunken TF29, the Warm Audio WA8000. I think this will stand up to those. And if you look closer, the feature set on this microphone is going to go further than some of those microphones I just mentioned at a cheaper price at $1,099. So this is pretty much undercutting those other tube microphones in this price range. To show you what I mean, the Mojave MA200 is cardioid only. We've got 9 different polar patterns on this mic. The Warm Audio WA2 or WA8000 has 2 polar patterns. Again, we have 9 here. The MicTech CV3 will be comparable to it because it has a pad, it has a filter, and it has 9 polar patterns. And the Telefunken TF29 again is cardioid only, and I'm not sure if that one has a pad or roll off, but we have a pad, we have a roll off, and we have 9 different polar patterns. I don't really use all those polar patterns. Let's be honest. I'm generally always in cardioid, especially if you're recording vocals. But trust me, those extra polar patterns are very nice when you need it, especially Omni and Figure 8. And then with this, we have even more options with 9 polar patterns. So cheaper than those other microphones, more features as well. As far as the sound goes, I definitely feel like it will stand up to those other microphones and deserve to be in the conversation. And back to the sound of this mic, I would describe it as balanced, has a nice top end, and if I could describe it in one word, it would be smooth. This mic is very smooth. It has the warmth that you expect from a tube mic as well. So that's my thoughts and review on the Avantone Pro BV-1. I definitely recommend it, especially at this price point if you're looking for a tube mic in that $1,000 range. This one definitely deserves to be considered. But definitely let me know, what do you think of this microphone? What do you think of the examples that I showed here? And how do you think it compares to maybe some of the other tube microphones that you're familiar with? Of course, I'll have a link in the description if you want to check this out, learn more about it, or pick it up. And this mic is available at Front End Audio. All right, if you enjoyed this video, I appreciate a thumbs up. And if you want to continue to see content from me, then you know what to do. Any questions, comments, let me know, and I'll catch y'all next time.